April has been a rather below average month in terms of quality of free releases. But even in drought, there's some water to be found. I know I'm a little late with this video, but I still hope you'll enjoy my monthly recommendations. On with the list, once again in no particular order. We'll start with Hymna, a once private project by the developer created for distressing. He decided to release it to the world finally this month, and I'm glad he did. It's a pretty relaxing game, but not in a way that you're probably accustomed to. Instead of it being some walking simulator with cute music, it's a platformer shrouded in darkness. By exploring, you light torches around the map and collect light shards. And by jumping and collecting, you level up your character. When you gain a certain level, you can release wisps scattered around the world that will follow you around for some time once released. The game is also followed with a beautiful soundtrack and atmosphere. Just be careful not to fall in the water, because that's where your run ends. It's neither frustrating nor complicated. A perfect time waster to calm you down after a hard day. Next up, I'd like to show you one of the best and most unique card games I've played recently. Cards with a K instead of a C is a World War II themed card game. Play with one of the 5 nation decks: Soviets, Germany, Britain, USA or Japan. Each nation has its unique playstyle, but you can also combine 2 different nations and create an allied deck as well, with one nation being the main one and the other serving as a supporting cast. You've got your regular card game mechanics with action points per turn and attack and defense between cards, but you've also got a unique mechanic, the front line. In order to start attacking with your ground units, you need to first position yourself in the front line and take control of it. The game has a phenomenal feel to it and wonderful art. I'm actually more excited to play it than MTG Arena. A huge recommendation for all my card game brothers out there. Next game on the list is pretty silly and still rather unfinished, but it's still great fun and deserving of attention and recommendation. Drunken Wrestlers 2 is a silly ragdoll fighting game, in which you can customize your character and jump into the ring straight after that. Once there, you just mash buttons in the direction of your opponent. There's a button for each of your limbs, and your ragdoll characters will engage in a rather funny and awkward interaction of pummeling each other until one of the fighters' health eventually goes down and is knocked out. You can also block shots and rip each other's body parts apart in a true ragdoll fashion. While there are 3 game modes, only one of them is currently in a 100% working rate, or at least that's what it says in the game. If what you see on your screen appeals to you, I definitely recommend it. It's good fun and you'll be laughing hysterically in no time. 4th place on the list is Occupied by a story-based walking simulator. Burning Daylight is a game set in an interesting dystopia. You wake up naked and alone in a dark place surrounded with corpses. You then make your way out of there and explore what the world has become. The game has some phenomenal visuals and visual storytelling is certainly on point. But at the same time, I'm not too impressed since I've seen many similar stuff already, and the message of the game is pretty confusing to me personally. Even with that being the case, the game is free and it won't take a lot of your time. It's a fun little experience that deserves attention any way you look at it. And finally, our last game today is Treme. I swear it's a nice free game. That's the title. What kind of a title is that? A clickbait one, I'd say. But the title doesn't matter. It's a fun pixelated side-scroller that serves as a prequel to the developer's other game, Metroid. It's pretty challenging, but also frustrating at times. I don't like how the game's controlled at times, and it could certainly use some polish. Still, the artwork is pretty good, and the game has great level variety and many very different and fun mechanics. Also, by completing levels, you unlock loot pictures in the gallery. Nothing special, it serves to reward the player for playing, or rather for clicking on this game for its weird title. I'd recommend it, but only if you're into side-scrollers and the retro feel of games. That's it for this month's list of best games. Sorry once again for being late, I was very busy these past few weeks, and if you like what you see, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more content. And cut!